here, unofficial. Let's do it. Welcome back, everybody. I'm JDaMonkey. We're back here in DayZ 1.11. We're on official, and we're talking about best base locations on Chernarus. And let me go ahead and show you what version we're on. We're on 1.11. Let me just go ahead and show you that we're on the Xbox Series X, or at least you can tell I'm on the Xbox. You can probably tell that I'm on the Series X just by the smoothness. But yes, we're over here in Chernarus, and I thought I'd show a really good base location that we've done here on Experimental. And again, 1.11 will be out for everybody, and probably by the time you guys see this, but I wanted to go over this location because I thought it was quite good. So with the new barbed wire update, it's going to make base building a lot more viable. I still recommend that people use stashes to take their main loot out, but definitely with the changes to the barbed wire mechanic and everything else, it's definitely making it a lot more usable for players for everyday stuff. So yeah, I thought I'd show this location. Okay, first things first, let me show you a map. It's okay. I would highly recommend using iSurvive with an I and a Z. It's on Android and iOS. It's free, and you can get the maps for Livonia and for Chernarus. So there it is. That's gross, right? Gross. Now I want to say, I gotta double check the location. We're in Servograd. You can search this, Severograd, and I want to say we're like right E7 on the map. That should help get a general idea, so you can see all the spawn points are there in the water line. It's like an L shape or a backwards L, or an L that fell over, that kind of thing. Anyways, that's where we're at. Best way to do it is to go up by the boat wreckage and kind of follow the main road all the way up to Servograd. So I just want to step inside while we do this so I didn't get shot. Do you know what I mean? Okay. So this place is great because it's deep into the map. It's out of the transfer zone. And it's also away from the spawn points. And it has main access for the roads. One of the main reasons why I like this city so much. Also, the two buildings, or the two apartment buildings, have a lot of natural locations inside of and on top of the structures. But more importantly, in between. Also giving us access via vehicles. Now with the new truck and also with all the different cars, it makes looting very efficient. So what we started to do is we initially built in these side panels here, and then we brought in some vehicles, and then we've covered up the front side. I'll go ahead and show you this over here. Is that okay? Those flies always throw me off. And initially we didn't have these watchtowers here. We just had the fences itself. Now with the 1.11 update, it's very important to. Oh wow, did that all change? Guess we're gonna have to do this. Let me hold on a sec. I can't remember. 8901 8901 5678901 1. There we go. All right, so hopefully this works the way I think it does. Okay, good. I already popped all these off. So what we did initially was create walls here, and then eventually we added these watchtowers. And yes, this is an airlock system right now, which works really well, but I would highly recommend starting just by locking it off. Now, one of the first things we did was obviously get a vehicle to come up here. It just made things a lot more efficient. We were lucky enough to find tents and everything else, and as you can see, it makes it very... There's plenty of room here. Now, I'd recommend not using lights in this location, as it puts up a pretty big shadow for people on the main road here. So I would steer clear of that. But one of the things you have to do, especially with the new version, is get a flagpole up. As you can see, all the cars, well, I'm sorry, the structures should have, you see a little flag right there? It basically means it has a longer shelf life on the board itself, which is good news. Now, with the changes in 1.11 with the batteries, for both truck batteries and car batteries, let me go ahead and go first person. Recharging the battery is going to be a thing. Stopping and starting the car depletes the battery. So you really do need a place to have a generator and a battery charger like so. And you want to attach them and then charge them. As you can see, we have one right here. Let me go ahead and... and you need a base for this. You really do. Did it just go into the ground? I'm so confused. Hang on, let me see if I can turn this on. Did we run out of gas? We might have. Well, you get the idea. You have to charge it this way, and we basically have extra batteries. We bring them in, and we have extra characters that sign off with the batteries and stuff, because this is also a place where we park the vehicles. Now, one of the main things we did here, after we did those first walls, we started to add the watchtowers and then this double-layered gate, an airlock, just like in Rust or any other open-world survival type game like Conan or anything else like that. It's really important to create airlocks, and then so we've got the barbed wire on top. So let me go ahead and go over why the barbed wire is so great now. Now when the barbed wire is on the exterior of a wall, you have to raid the wall in its entirety to get rid of it. You cannot just use pliers on the hard side of the wall to remove it. It is not a thing any longer. So it's very important to keep the hard sides out and protect the soft sides being the interior. And you can see right here, obviously if we find more barbed wire, we're going to add more on the top. This prevents people from climbing on cars if they pull it in and trying to jump over. If we get more barbed wire, which I think I have some here, we can attach it on the interior and then prevent people from trying to jump over, boosting, because the barbed wire will wreck you now. So with this new barbed wire mechanic, it makes things very, very interesting. Let me see if I can attach this. Can I? Upper? Yeah, let's see if we got any pliers. We should have some around. Do I have some? I thought I did. I do. Oh, not dismantle gate. Mount it. Yeah! So this makes things really viable. Atop of ladders, things like that, people have to fully raid the wall to make this thing a reality, right? To actually break in. See how strong that is? It's ridiculous. And there's no longer the glitch where if you're standing down low and there's like the invisible damage thing, but the barbed wire still destroys you, so have no illusions. That hurts badly. So anyways, once you've got those walls up, we added the... Oh, looks like somebody tried to raid these. Nice try, guys. We added these watchtowers on the exterior, created this airlock here with the gate in the opening, and then a gate in the back. And one of the cool things about this is even if you don't have a vehicle, there are a couple things over here. We have a bunch of trees in this general direction. Let me see if I can get up on the hill real quick. I hope I don't get shot. You can see a nice exterior view of the base. We'll go over a few more ins and outs. Up here we have a bunch of trees, so if you have a truck or even a car, it's a really good place to start knocking down trees. You can do it in such a way where you're not really going to draw a lot of attention to yourself, and you can just kind of keep going. Again, it's all about staying low-key as possible. One of the other things, having a flag, by the way, I think we're discussing that and then I jumped to something else, but the flag requires a lot of big stones. So there is a quarry over in this general direction. See where that... Is that like a brick building right there? There's a whole big quarry down there, and you can actually start knocking on some of the rocks. It's going to take quite a few picks, but thankfully we have a whole town to loot down here. So you have all the things that you do need in this area that really helps you get started. Now, if you're really scared about being attacked and you want to put up the base initially all at once, you can use the interior of these apartment buildings to set yourself up. This also leads us into another great point. Once these bases are kind of established, you can use these any way you want, and you're able to place a small shelter. I'll go ahead and link a shelter video now in the upper right hand corner to show you how to build shelters, but you can place them in here, and they're super easy to make, and they're great storage. They have 100, and then you can place another 2 or 3 crates, wooden crates on the inside, and especially if you already have a flagpole system, those crates aren't going to despawn anytime soon. And you can also lock these doors, creating a nice natural protection for your entire setup. So here, you can look at the shelter, see how the flag's there? It's all within that radius. So a good place to store things, just like this. I believe this is Grouch's little setup. So each section in the apartment building is really great for just flushing out. Having your alternate characters sign out in, which I would say when you're deep in the map is very important. I know a lot of people, not a lot of people, but some people get upset about the alternate characters. I'm telling you, if you're on a default server, an official server, and you're in this far on the map, you would be like insane not to have an alternate. Carrying extra loot, but also protecting if somehow you just get like miracle sniped out of nowhere. You need a way to recover or relock the base if things really go down or go poorly. So I would strongly recommend having multiple characters, at the very least 3. 3 is even on the low side. But anyways, these are a great place for your alternates to sign out in, kind of keep the enemies guessing. But also, I kind of messed this up. So this back room here, this apartment here, is really good for setting up multiple gates and creating a vault-like scenario. And you have to just straight raid into these. Now, don't do what I did. I didn't create enough of a gap here, and I put a lock on this gate, and I can't get to it. So I guess it would work if you had a character on the opposite side of this wall, but the idea is you stick 5 walls here with the gates, and you stick really good loot on the inside, and there's no way for people to get to them unless they fully raid 5 gates. And a lot of times people are unaware that you've got like a vault back there. So it's a good way to, you know, sign out a character for, you know, some alternate stuff, but also to have your good loot in there that you can't take with you when you sign out. Okay, let me get up to the rooftop here. If you start to get really big, you can also start building on here. Just know that you are extremely visible from everywhere, especially when people come down the main road here. I'm trying to move around a lot. I got sniped last time I was up here. So when people come through here, they'll see stuff on the building, so they'll know that people are here, but maybe you don't care. Yeah, anyways, I do have another base build that works off this barn here. I should also note, see it just where my cursor's at, you can just see the rooftop. That was a great, you could do this base and that base and really start to take command of the area. I'm going to go ahead and link that now in the upper right hand corner. It's like a truck garage base. I think it's really good. And maybe you start there or maybe you start here. But I know the more structures you take over here, the more you're commanding and taking control of the area and all the loot spawns. Because people will come through here eventually. Okay, so while we're on the rooftop, real quick, if you go just over these mountains in this direction, the airfield is over here. So it's relatively close, but far enough away where you're not going to be pulling a lot of aggro necessarily from a lot of that traffic, because the shoreline is in this direction and in this direction. So we're in far enough and hopefully away far enough that a lot of that main traffic hopefully won't hit this area. So that's the idea. Anyways, I would say you can definitely build on the rooftop here. Just do it with caution. Make sure you have a decent presence here and you have a decent amount of alternates is my suggestion before you go big. Although, I've seen people go big and maintain it, so it's entirely up to you. Let me make sure we lock this up here. I don't think I did. I didn't. I don't want to leave Grouch's little hidey hole open. Oh wait, did I lock it? I think I did. Did I just unlock it? I did. Man. Anyways, so it's really nice. You can start to add to these different apartment sections all the way up and down. It creates really cool gunplay and a really cool base opportunities. Or fortification opportunities for the base. Anyways, let's go back downstairs. Remember, doors status, locking status now is persists through server restarts. So that's also huge. And lockpicks now take durability damage. What's really cool out here is we do have crops on the outside. Open lid barrels will collect rainwater to keep things clean. Although if you really needed water, there is crusty water over in the quarry if you really want to pull from there. Or you can pull clean water from the town itself. This being up against 2 apartment complexes, the same thing goes for this side as well. And if you really want to go big, you can start to extend this gate area to close off these stoops down here. One of the other reasons why we've got these watchtowers up here is it stops people from kind of jumping and using this railing to jump all the way in. So it's a nice counter for people doing that. And it also gives us more elevation and protection for the vehicles, because when you look at it, when people are up high on the hill, you don't want them shooting down on your vehicles or destroying them. Anyways. One other thing to look out for is people throwing grenades over. It's fairly easy to take things out that way, so you know, space out your loot. Be mindful of that. So let's see. Yeah, we have 3 cars in here very comfortably. Well, 2 cars in a truck. So I think this is a pretty decent setup for what we have, and we did this all in official, live on stream. And yes, this was experimental for us, but it should be live now for everybody, PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. So I thought this was a great place to get started for base building on DayZ 1.11 on all platforms. So I thought I'd share it with you guys, and hopefully you liked it. If you did, be sure to drop that like, and if you're not already subscribed and you think you're into it, drop that notification and subscribe. And hopefully we see you in the next video / live stream. Yeah? And yeah, we're out of here. I better lock this up before we actually get attacked, because I think this is my only character here, and I'm a little nervous. So, all right, we'll see you in the next one. Bye!